everyone. We're doing a worksheet on algebra that covers all the algebra we've done in grade 8th. Alright, question 1, expand and simplify. Part A is simply 7x minus 8. We open the brackets, we get 7x minus 56. Answer for part A. Part B is simply a times a cube plus 3. We open the brackets, we get a power 4 plus 3a. Answer for part B. Part C is y times 3 minus y cube. Simply open the brackets and this becomes 3y minus y power 4. Part D is 6 2y minus 3 minus 5y plus 1. So open the brackets, we get 12y minus 18 minus 5y minus 5. So this becomes 7y minus 23. Part D. Part E is 4 times 2x plus 5 minus 5 times 3x minus 7. Open the brackets, 8x plus 20 minus 15x plus 35. So we get minus 7x and then plus 55. Answer for part E. Part F. Part F, half times 6x minus 2 minus 3 times x minus 1. So half times 6 is 3x minus half times 2 is 1 minus 3x plus 3. This becomes 2. Okay, next is part G, which is x plus 3 times x plus 5. So first we multiply x with x, we get x squared, plus then x with 5, we get x5, plus then 3 with x, we get 3x, then 3 with 5, we get plus 15. So we get x squared plus 8x plus 15. Answer for part G. Part H is 5 minus n, 3 plus n. Similarly, 5 times 3 is 15 plus 5 times n is 5n minus 3 times minus n is minus 3n. Minus n times plus n is minus n squared. So we get 15 plus 2n minus n squared, which is the answer for part H. Part I is x plus 1 times x plus 2 plus 2x x minus 3. So this becomes x squared plus 3x plus 2. I've skipped this a step and directly opened the brackets plus and simplified the brackets, plus 2x squared minus 6x. So we get 3x squared minus 3x plus 2. Answer for part I. Part J is simply x minus 7 whole square. I'll be using the formula a square minus 2ab plus b square. So a square minus 2ab plus b square. This gives a square minus 14x plus 49. Part K is x plus 4 whole square plus 5 times 3x plus 2. A square plus 2ab plus b square becomes x square plus 8x plus 16, then plus 15x plus 10. So x square plus 8 plus 15 is 23x plus 26. Answer for part K. part L, 2x minus 3 whole square minus 3x x minus 4. So opening this with the formula a square minus 2ab plus b square, so a square will become 4x square minus 2aab plus b square will become plus 3 square, which is 9, minus 3x square plus 12x. So this becomes 4x square minus 12x plus 9 minus 3x square plus 12x. 12x and minus 12x gets cancelled. We get 4x square minus 3x square is x square, and then 9 plus 9, so we get 4x square x square plus 9. Answer for part L. Next up is part M, which is 16 minus 4 times 3x minus 2 whole square. So 16 minus 4, open the brackets, a square is 3x square minus 2 times a times b plus b square is 4. So this becomes 16. Be reminded that 4 is being multiplied with the bracket. You can't write 16 minus 4 equals 12. That will be wrong. Minus 4 times 9x square minus 12x plus 4. Now open the brackets, we get 16 minus 36x square plus 48x minus 16. This gives us minus 36x square plus 48x, and 16 and minus 16 gets cancelled. So this is the answer for part M. Part N, 2x minus 3 whole square minus 2x minus 3 whole square. So 2a square minus 2ab plus b square minus a square minus 2ab will be 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 3 is 24, 24x plus b square is plus 9. So this gives us 2x square minus 12x plus 18 minus 4x square plus 24x minus 9. So this gives us minus 2x square plus minus 12x, and 24x should give us plus 12x, but that's not the answer. And then here I'm getting plus 12x and then plus 9. So this is not the answer I've written here, so I'll quickly check with the marking scheme, or am I working again for an error. Alright, I've spotted an error in my own working, that this is 2ab, so 2 times 2x times 3, so that will be 12x. So this is 12x. Similarly, this is 12x. So 12x and 12x get cancelled. So we're left with this, minus 2x square plus 9. Minus 2x square plus 9. Answer for part N. Okay, next up is question number 2, which says factorize the following. So in part A we have 5y minus 6py. So y is common in both the expressions, so we take y outside of the brackets and we're left with this, which is answer for part A. For part B, 15k square m minus 20m 4. So 5 is common in both of these. We can divide both of these with 5. Then k and then m is common in both of these. We can take m common. So when we take 5m common from here, we are left with 15 divided by 5 is 3, and then k square, and then minus 20 divided by 5 is 4, and then m cube. Answer for part B. Part C, 7x power 7 plus 14x power 14. So x7 is common in both of these, and so is x power 7. So we're left with 1, since we've taken everything outside of the brackets, we're left with 1 plus 14 times 7 is 2, and x7, because when we multiply x7 times x7 we get x power 14. Okay, next up is part D. 12x square plus 15xy minus 9x. So we have 3 common in all 3 of these, and then x common. So we're left with 4x plus 5y minus 3. One way of checking your working is when you open the brackets, you should get this back. Part E, 2a plus 4b minus ax minus 2bx. So let's see, if we take 2 common here, we get a plus 2b, and if I take minus x common, I'm left with a plus 2b. So write a plus 2b once and 2 minus x once. So this is the answer for part E. Part F, we have u plus 4t plus ux plus 4tx. So let's take 1 common. In the first 2 expressions, when nothing is common, we can take 1 common. Next, take x common, so we're left with u plus 4t. So the answer is 1, this is plus 1 plus x times u plus 4t. This is the factorized form for part F. Part G, a plus b plus at plus bt. Nothing is common in first 2 expressions, so I take 1 common, and then t is common in the next 2. I get t a plus b. So this becomes a plus b 1 plus t. Part H, 2c minus 4d minus pc plus 2pd. Here we have 2 commons, we're left with 7 minus 2d, and here we have p common, so I should take minus p common. If I'll take minus p common, change this sign to plus, I'm left with c, and then change this sign to minus 2d. Whenever you take a negative number common outside of the brackets, the inside signs flip. So we have c minus 2d twice, write it once, and we're left with 2 minus p. So answer for part H. Part I, is 18y minus 3ay plus 12x minus 2ax. So 3 is common and y is common in the first 2 expressions. We're left with 6 minus a plus 2 is common and x is common. So I must have missed something here. Took y common, and here, yes, I've taken x common, so we're left with 6 minus a. So 6 minus a, write it once, and 3y plus 2x, write that in one bracket. So answer for part I. (7k square minus 15k). take k common, and we're left with 7k minus 15. This is J1. J2, factorize this. Remember, the question says factorize. Don't end up expanding it by removing the brackets. So similarly, just like in part 1, k was common. Now notice in part 2, m plus 3 is common in both the expressions. So I take that outside of the brackets, and inside I am left with 12 plus 8 times m plus b. So open the brackets, no, don't open the brackets, just simplify the brackets. I get m plus b plus 12 plus 8m plus 8b. Answer for part J, 1 and 2. Part K, is 7h plus k whole square minus 21h plus k. Now again, remember, the question is to factorize. Factorize means incorporate brackets and write this value as product of some brackets, and it does not mean to expand it. So what is common here? We have 7 common and h plus k common. So we're left with h plus k minus 3. So we get 7h plus k and then h plus k minus 3. Answer for part K. Part L, 3x minus 1 whole square plus x minus 1. Again we are factorizing. So take x minus 1 outside, and we're left with 3 times x minus 1 plus 1. So x minus 1 and 3x minus 3 plus 1. This gives us x minus 1 and 3x minus 2. Answer for part L. Part M is 9t square minus u square. So I'll use the formula a square minus b square, a square minus b square, which is a plus b and a minus b. So a plus b and a minus b. This is u. Okay. Next up is part N. 9w square minus 100. This can again be written as 3w whole square minus 10 whole square. So a square minus b square, which becomes a plus b and a minus b. Answer for part N. Part O is 4y square minus 81, which can be written as 2y whole square minus 9 whole square, which is a square minus b square equals a plus b and a minus b. So this becomes 2y minus 9 and 2y plus 9. Minus 9 bracket 2y plus 9. This was part O. Part P is 4p square minus 9, which is 2p whole square minus 3 whole square. So this becomes a plus b and a minus b. Part Q is 3x square minus 48y square. So this take 3 common. So we're left with x square minus 16y square. Now write this as x whole square minus 4y whole square. So this becomes a square minus b square, which we open as a plus b, a minus b. This is answer for part Q. Next is part R, which is 2t square minus 98m square. So first 2 is common, take 2 outside, we're left with 2 minus 49m square. This becomes 2 t whole square minus 7m whole square. 2t plus 7m, t minus 7m. Part S is 128 minus 8t square. So what is common between 128 and 8? I believe that is 8. If I take 8 common, 128 divided by 8 will be 16 minus t square. Now this becomes 4 square minus t square, which gives us 8 times a plus b, a minus b. 4 plus t, 4 minus t. Yes, part RS is done. Part T, which is 8x square minus 72y square. So again 8 is common, we're left with x square minus 9y whole square, just 9y square. So this becomes 8x minus 3y and x plus 3y, because this can be written as 8x whole square minus 3y whole square. So apply the formula a square minus b square here. Part U, which is 3a square minus 12b square. So if I take 3 outside, I'm left with a square minus 4b square, and I can write this as 3 times a whole square minus 2b whole square. So this is equals to 3a plus b and a minus b. So b here was 2b, so we get this answer. This is part U, 3a plus 2b and a minus 2b. Alright, then we're doing part V, which is 5m square minus 20p4. So first 5 is common and we're left with m square minus 4p4. Now this can be written as a square minus b square. So this becomes a plus b and a minus b. This becomes p square, because b is 2p square, and then a minus b. Part X, first part W, which is p square x minus 4q square x. X is common and that's it. So p square minus 4q square. This becomes a plus b and a minus b. Next up is part X, t square minus 6t plus 8. We'll have to do some middle term breaking. Multiplication should give 8, addition should give minus 6. So 4 times 2 and 4 times 2, but be careful of the sign. So what do we do? Okay, to fix the signs, I'll be using minus 4 times minus 2 is plus 8, and then minus 4 minus 2 is minus 6. So break the middle term, t square minus 4t minus 2t plus 8. T is common in the first two, and then 2 minus 2 is common in the next two. We have to ensure that the sign of these brackets are the same. So sometimes by taking a positive number common, we're not getting the identical brackets. So we take the negative number common. So we're left with t minus 2 and t minus 4 for part x. Next up is part y, which is x square minus x minus 132. Now we're looking for two numbers which when multiplied give minus 132 and which when added give minus 1. So what could be those two numbers? That would be 12 times 11, but be careful of the sign. If I write minus 12 times 11, I get minus 132, and if I write minus 12 plus 11, I do get minus 1. So break the middle term into minus 12x plus 11x, and then write minus 132. X is common here, x minus 12 plus 11 is common here, x minus 12. So we're left with x minus 12 and x plus 11. Part Z, x square minus 5x minus 3, and now break the middle term. Multiplication should give us 2 times minus 3, which is minus 6, and addition should give us minus 5. So let's try minus 1, plus 1 times 6 and 1 times 6. The 6 should have a negative sign. So breaking the middle term, 2x square plus x minus 6x minus 3. X is common in the first two, so we're left with 2x plus 1. Then minus 3 is common, 2x plus 1. So we get x minus 3, 2x plus 1. This was part Z. Next up is part capital A, which is factorize 5x square minus 23x plus 12. So 12 times 5 is 60, yes, and then multiplication should give us plus 60 and addition should give minus 23. So which numbers should we use? Let's use 20 times 3. So minus 20 minus 3 and minus 20 minus 3. So we break the middle term, 5x square minus 20x minus 3x plus 12. So 5 is common and x is common. We're left with x minus 4. The minus 3 is common, x minus 4. So in the end we get 5x minus 3 and x minus 4. Part B, is complete the statement with an expression in terms of m. So we're given 18m cube plus 9m square plus 14m plus 7. We're asked to factorize this and give the answer. So 9 and m are common in the first two expressions, so let's take that out. So 9m square is common, so we're left with 2m plus 1, and then in the next bracket we have 7 common, so we're left with 2m plus 1. So we get 9m square plus 7 times 2m plus 1. So this is the answer. The second bracket is 2m plus 1. Okay. And we're done with question number 2. Question number 3. Expand and simplify. Okay, question number 3, sorry for the delay. Part A, expand and simplify a plus b whole square, which is pretty simple. It has a formula a square plus 2ab plus b square. Part B, find a square plus b square when a plus b is 6 and ab is 7. So we'll simply substitute the given values. We'll substitute 6 instead of a plus b, so we'll write 6 square here equals, we don't know a square, we know ab. ab is 7, so instead of ab I'll write 7 plus b square. This becomes 36, this becomes 14. I've taken 14 to the other side, so it gets subtracted to 36 and we're left with 22, which is equals to a square plus b square. So all you needed to do was to substitute these values in this formula. This was question 4. Question 3. Now question number 4. Similarly, expand a minus b whole square. It has a formula to it, a square minus 2ab plus b square. Next, again we are given some values that we need to substitute. So find the value of a square plus b square when a minus b is 4. So this is 4 equals a square, we don't know, minus 2. We know ab, which is 2, plus b square. So taking this minus 4 to the other side, it will become plus 4. 16 plus 4 equals a square plus b square, which equals 20. Equals a square plus b square. Alright. Question 5. Factorize p square minus q square, and we know the identity a square minus b square equals a plus b, a minus b. So we'll be using that. This is equals to p plus q, p minus q. Again we're given some values. Find the value of p plus q when q square, p square minus q square is 7. So this becomes 7 equals to p plus q we don't know, and p minus q we know is 2. So the answer will be 7 over 2 equals p plus q, which equals 3.5. Alright. Next is question number 6. Simplify the following. So part A, we have 5c minus d minus 3d minus 2c. So add c's and c's. So 5 minus 2 is 3. So we write 3c, and then minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4. So minus 4d. Answer for part A. Part B is 5m squared times 2m cubed. So this becomes 10, and we have m, 2 m's, and then another 3 m's. So that makes m power 5. Okay, part B becomes m power 5. So m, 10m power 5, because we had 2 m's here and 3 m's here, so together they make m5. Part C is x power 8 cube, which means we have x8, 8x, then another 8x, then another 8x. So how many total x do we have? We'll have 8 plus 8 plus 8, 24x. So this is the answer, x power 24, or you may just multiply these two, but you'll do this in detail next year in grade 9th. Alright. Part D, part E is, no, in fact part D. Part D is, okay, part D is w square over w cube. So when we have 2 w's in the numerator and 3 w's in the denominator, so we're left with 1 over w after cancellation. Part E is 4x cubed y times 5x square y. So this becomes 20, and in total we have x cubed times x square. So we have 3x and then we have 2x. So we have total 5x, and similarly we have 2y's. So this is the answer for part E. Part F, 36y5 over 4y square. So 36 over 4 is 9, and y power 5 over y square will be y cube. So 9y cube is the answer for part F. Then part G is x cube divided by 3 over x5, which becomes x cube multiplied by x5 over 3. So 5x and 3x together make 5, 6, 7, 8x. So x8, x power 8 over 3 is the answer for part G. Part H, 4x minus 6 whole square over x minus 6. Now we have x minus 6 times x minus 6 in the numerator and 1x minus 6 in the denominator. So this will cancel out the power square, and we're left with 4x minus 24, or you may just leave it in the factorized form. Both are correct. Okay. Then part I, which is x cube y plus 2x y cube over x square y square. So we first need to factorize the numerator so that we can cancel some values of the denominator. So x is common in both these expressions here, and also y is common. So I take xy outside. I've taken its 1x outside, so I'm left with x square plus 2y square over x square y square. So the answer will be, this x will cancel out this square, this y will cancel out this square, and we're left with x square plus 2y square over xy. Now no more further cancellation is possible because we have a positive sign in between. If this were a multiplication sign, then we would have been able to cancel the numerator and denominator. Not here. Okay. Part J, which is 3 plus x over 9 minus x square. Before we can start cancellation, we need to factorize. So 3 plus x can't be further factorized. The denominator can be factorized if we use a square minus b square, which gives a plus b and a minus b. So I'll change the expanded form to its factorized form, and then this and this will get cancelled, and we'll be left with 1 over 3 minus x from here. Okay. Part K is 4 plus 10w over 8 minus 50w square. So in the numerator we can take 2 common. 4 divided by 2 is 2, plus 10 divided by 2 is 5, and w over, we can take 2 common. Yes, 2 can be taken common again, and we're left with 4 minus 25w square. In the first step, these two will get cancelled, and again notice that 4 minus 25w square is actually 2 square minus 5w whole square, which can be used by this formula, a square minus b square, which is a plus b, a minus b. So this is 2 plus 5w and 2 minus 5w. So this becomes, the numerator stays the same, and the denominator becomes 4 minus 5w and 2 minus 5w and 2 plus 5w. So these get cancelled, and we're left with 1 over 2 minus 5w. Answer for, so let me write it again, 1 over 2 minus 5w. Answer for part K. Next up is part L, which is ab minus b square over a square minus b square factorized. In the numerator we can take b common and then we'll be left with a minus b bracket. Over in the denominator we'll apply the formula a square minus b square equals a plus b times a minus b. A minus b and a minus b will get cancelled. B over a plus b is the answer. No further cancellation is possible. This b and this b won't cancel out. Don't make that mistake because there is a plus sign here. It's not a multiplication sign. Okay, next up is part M, which is x square minus 3x over x square minus 9. So x is common in the numerator, x minus 3, and in the denominator we have x square minus 3 whole square, which is x minus 3, x plus 3. So this becomes x minus 3, x plus 3. So these get cancelled and we're left with x over x plus w. No further cancellation is possible. Part N, we have 2a plus 2b plus 3ay plus 3by over a square minus b square. So this factorize this will become 2 bracket a plus b. Then factorize this, it will become 3y will be common and we're left with a plus b. And in the denominator we'll factorize a square minus b square to a plus b and a minus b. Next we'll finish factorizing the numerator and we'll get 2 plus 3y bracket a plus b. In the denominator we'll have a plus b, a minus b. So a plus b gets cancelled and we're left with 2 plus 3y over a minus b. Okay. Next up is part O, which is 42 np minus 7n over 12p t minus 2t plus 18 mp minus 3m. Alright, 7 and n is common in the numerator, so we're left with 6p minus 1. In the denominator, in the first two 2 is common and as well as t is common. So we're left with 6p minus 1, and then 3 and m is common, so plus 3m. So we're left with 6p minus 1. Again the numerator is 7n over 6p minus 1. And finish factorizing the denominator, we're left with 2t plus 3m bracket 3p minus 1. 3p minus 1, 3p minus 1 gets cancelled and we're left with 7n over 2t plus 3m. Answer for part O. Next up is part P, which is 2x square minus x minus 1 over 2x square plus x. So let's first separately factorize the numerator. In fact, let's just quickly factorize the denominator. This will become 2x plus 1. Now we need to factorize the numerator, so I'll do that over here. This is a quadratic expression. To factorize this, we need to look for two numbers which when multiplied should give us the product of these two, the coefficient of x square and minus 1. Multiply these two numbers. 2 times minus 1 is minus 2, and then what is the coefficient of x here? That is minus 1. So we're looking for two numbers which when multiplied together should give minus 2 and which when added together should give minus 1. So what about minus 2 times 1 when multiplied gives us minus 2, and minus 2 plus 1 when added give us minus 1. So we got the factors. Next we'll break this middle term. So 2x square and in the end minus 1 will stay the same. Break the middle term into these two terms. So instead of minus x, I'll write minus 2x plus x. Now 2x is common in the first two, so we're left with x minus 1, and then plus 1 is common in the next two, we're left with x minus 1. So the factorized form is 2x plus 1, x minus 1. So I'll write this here. So I'll get 2x plus 1 and x minus 1, x minus 1, these get cancelled and we're left with x minus 1 over x. This is x minus 1, this is over x. Please make these corrections in your worksheet. So x minus 1 over x. Part Q. X square plus 6x minus 7 over 3x plus 21. So again, let's factorize the denominator first. 3 is common and inside the brackets we'll be left with x plus 7. Next we have to factorize x square plus 6x minus 7. So again, we're looking for two numbers which when multiplied should give us the product of this. We have 1 here right now. So 1 times minus 7 is minus 7, and then when these numbers are added we should get the coefficient of x, which is plus 6 in this case. So which two numbers when multiplied will give us minus 7 and which when added should give us plus 6? So I believe 7 minus 1, yes. 7 times minus 1 is minus 7, 7 plus minus 1 will be plus 6. So break the middle term to 7x minus x instead of 6f. So we've broken it into 7x minus x and then minus 7. X is common, x plus 7 is left, minus 1 is common, x plus 7. Then x minus 1, x plus 7 is the factorized form. We'll write it here, x minus 1, x plus 7, x plus 7 and x plus 7 gets cancelled. We're left with x minus 1 over 3 is the final answer for part Q. Next up is part R, which is 7x plus 21 over 2x square plus 9x plus 9. So factorize the numerator, we're left with 7 bracket x plus 3. Next factorize the denominator, I'll do that separately here. I'm looking for two numbers which when multiplied should give me plus 9 times 2, 18, and which when added should give me plus 9, the coefficient of x. So these two numbers will be, I believe, 6 times 3 and plus 6 plus 3. So I will break this into 2x square plus 6x plus 3x, broken the middle term. Next start factorizing the two terms, 2x, x plus 3 is common, x plus 3. So we get 2x plus 3 bracket x plus 3, which gives 2x plus 3 and x plus 3. So we get 7 over 2x plus 3, answer for part R. Part S is 4x square minus 16x over 2x square plus 6x minus 56. So again, let's factorize the numerator first. 4x square minus 16x can be written as 2x whole square minus, no, we first need to take 4 common. Take 4 common and we get x square minus 4, oh, another mistake, 4 is common and x is common. So take 4x common and we're left with x minus 4. Yes, so the numerator is 4x over x minus 4. Now let's factorize the denominator. We have 2x square plus 6x minus 56. So we can in fact take 2 common to make our working easier, and in fact we should take 2 common when we can divide 2 with all of these numbers. So taking 2 common, I get x square plus 3x minus 24, no, 228, yes. So now I will be factorizing this. So I am looking for 2 numbers which when multiplied should give me minus 28 and which when added should give me 3. So 7 times minus 4 gives us minus 28 and 7 minus 4 gives us 3. So 2 times x square plus, break the middle term into 7x minus 4x minus 28. Then 2 in the first 2 terms, x is common, in the next 2 term minus 4 is common. So in the end we get 2 times x minus 4 x plus 7. So write this here, 2 times x minus 4 x plus 7. So in the end the final answer is 2 and 4 get cancelled and we're left with 2x in the numerator, and the denominator we're left with x plus 7. Answer for part S. Part T is x square minus x minus 20 over x square minus 10x square plus 25. Again 25x. So let's factorize the numerator first. So we have x square minus x minus 20. We're looking for 2 numbers which when multiplied together should give us minus 20, which when added together should give us minus 1. So minus 5 times 4 gives us minus 20, minus 5 plus 4 gives us minus 1. Break the middle term to minus 5x plus 4x and then minus 20, factorize x minus 5 plus 4 x minus 5, and we get x plus 4 x minus 5. So the numerator gets factorized to x plus 4 x minus 5. Similarly, now let's factorize the denominator. So the denominator was x square minus 10x square plus 25x. First thing first, notice x is common in all the 3 numbers. Take that out of the bracket. This was x cube. So this is x cube. We are on part T. Yes, this is x cube, not x square. So x square minus 10x plus 25. Now we'll solve this again by middle term breaking, or I guess we can do another thing here. X is common, let's leave x outside. I can change this to a square minus 2, a is x, b should be 5, so that the product of this makes 10x, plus 25 can be written as 5 square. So all I've done is written x square as x whole square minus 10x as minus 2ab. So minus 2x5 and 25 as 5 square. This is the formula for a square plus minus 2ab plus b square. A square minus 2ab plus b square, which equals to a minus b whole square. So x stays as it is, and then x minus 5 whole square. This is the factorized form of the denominator over x times x minus 5 whole square. So x minus 5 and the square gets cancelled. So in the end we're left with x plus 4, and in the denominator we're left with x times x minus 5. Answer for part T. Part U is h square minus h minus 20 over h square minus 25. So I'll directly factorize the denominator. This will be factorized. This will become h square minus 5 whole square, which gives us a plus b and a minus b. Next, let's factorize the numerator, h square minus h minus 20. So we're looking for 2 numbers which when multiplied should give us minus 20, because minus 20 times 1 is minus 20, and then which one added should give us minus 1 because the coefficient of h is minus 1. So it will again be minus 5 times 4 and minus 5 plus 4. So h square minus 5h plus 4h minus 20. H is common in the first two, plus 4 is common in the next two, and we're left with h plus 4 and h minus 5. Writing it in the numerator, h plus 4, h minus 5, and we get the final answer will be h plus 4 over h plus 5. Answer for part U. Okay, next up is part V, which is x square minus 5x plus 6 and x square minus 4. X square minus 4 can be written as x square minus 2 square, which becomes x minus 2, x plus 2 when factorized. So this is x minus 2 and x plus 2. Factorizing the numerator, which is x square minus 5x plus 6. So we're looking for two numbers which multiplied should give 6 and which added should give minus 5. So what would be those two numbers? Minus 3 times minus 2 gives us 6, minus 3 minus 2 gives us minus 5. So x square minus 3, x minus 2, x plus 6, x is common, x minus 3, then minus 2 is common, x minus 3, and we're left with the factorized form, which is x minus 2, x minus 3. So x minus 2, x minus 3, x minus 2 and x minus 2 gets cancelled, and we get x minus 3 over x plus 2, which is the final answer for part V. Part W is 2x square plus 5x minus 3 over 2 is common in the numerator, x square minus 9. Okay, and then the denominator can be factorized to, or can be further written as x square minus 3 whole square, which is a square minus b square. So the denominator becomes 2 times x plus 3 bracket x minus 3. Now let's factorize the numerator. So the numerator is 2x square plus 5x minus 3. So we're looking for two numbers which when multiplied should give us product of these two, the constant and the coefficient of x, which is minus 6, and which when added should give us the coefficient of x, which is 5. So the number would be 6 times minus 1 and 6 plus minus 1. So 2x square plus 6x minus x minus 3. 2x is common in the first two, we're left with x plus 3, then minus 1 is common in the next two, we're left with x plus 3. So this factorized becomes 2x minus 1, x plus 3, numerator becomes 2x minus 1, x plus 3. X plus 3 and x plus 3 cancel out, and we're left with 2x minus 1 over 2 times x minus 3. This is the answer for part W. Part X is x square plus 12x plus 36, and the denominator is x square plus 4x minus 12. Now I can simply factorize the numerator using the formula a square plus 2ab plus b square, which is equals to a plus b whole square. So numerator can be written as x plus 6 whole square, and for the denominator we will have to do the middle term breaking. So x square plus 4x minus 12. We're looking for two numbers which when multiplied should give us minus 12 and which when added should give us 4. So that would be 6 minus 2. So break the middle term to 6x minus 2x minus 12. X is common here, x plus 6 minus 2 is common here, x plus 6. So we get x minus 2 and x plus 6. x minus 2, x plus 6 is the factorized form of the denominator, and the final answer here would be square, and this will get cancelled, x plus 6 over x minus 2. Final answer for part X. Part Y is x square minus 3x plus 2 divided by x square plus 3x minus 10. So numerator first. So x square minus 3x plus 2, we're looking for two terms which when multiplied should give us 2, which when added should give us minus 3. So minus 2 times minus 1 would be those two numbers, x square minus 2x minus x plus 2. X is common in the first two, minus 1 is common in the next two. So x minus 2 times x minus 1 is the factorized form of the numerator. Now let's factorize the denominator. We have x square plus 3x minus 10. So we're looking for two numbers which when multiplied should give us minus 10, which when added should give us 3. So that would be 5 times minus 2, and 5 minus 2 gives us 3. So x square plus 5x minus 2x minus 10. X is common here, x plus 5, minus 2 is common here, x plus 5. So the factorized form for the denominator is x minus 2, x plus 5. X minus 2, x plus 5. When we cancel x minus 2, x minus 2, we're left with x minus 1 over x plus 5. Answer for part Y. Question number 7. Part A. Write as a single fraction in its simplest form. So b square minus 9 over 6 times 2 over b minus 3. So the numerator at the left when factorized will become b plus 3, b minus 3, because it's b whole square minus 3 whole square, which equals to b plus 3, b minus 3 by the formula a square minus b square equals a plus b and times a minus b. So then over 6 times 2 over b minus 3. So b minus 3 cancel out, 1 and 2 and 6 cancel out. So we're left with b plus 3 in the numerator and 3 in the denominator. No further cancellation is possible because of this plus sign in between. Okay, next up is part B, which is x over 2 plus 5x over 3 minus 7x over 4. So we have to take LCM first. So the LCM of 2, 3, 4 would be 12. So this is being multiplied with 6, so the numerator becomes 6x. This is being multiplied with 4, so the numerator becomes 20x, and this is being multiplied with 3, so the numerator becomes 21x. So we get 5x over 12 as the final answer after simplification. Part C is x plus 2 over 3 minus 2x minus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 1. Let's write it as 1 over 1. So again we need the LCM for 3, 4, 1, which is again 12. So this is being to change 3 into 12, we're multiplying it with 4. So the numerator becomes 4 times x plus 2 minus both of these are being multiplied with 3. So minus 3 times 2x minus 1 and plus 12 because both of these are being multiplied with 12. Open the brackets, we get 4x plus 8 minus 6x plus 3 plus 12 over 12. So we get in the denominator we have 12, in the numerator we have minus 2x plus 8, 9, 10, 22, 23. Okay, so this is the answer for part C. Part D is 1 over 2x plus 2 over 5x. Now the LCM of 2x and 5x is x will stay as it is, and the LCM of 5 and 2 is 10. So to change this into 10x, we'll just need to multiply it with 5. So the numerator becomes 5 and this will get multiplied with 2, so plus 4. So the answer is 9 over 10x, answer for part D. Part E is 2 over x plus 1 over 2x plus 1 over 2. So the LCM would be x and 2x. LCM of the x, 2x and x and 2 would be 2x, because we're looking for the smallest number that all three of these can be converted into. So to change this into 2x, we'll be multiplying it with 2 and 2, so we get 4 plus this is already 2x, so no further multiplication, plus this is 2, will get multiplied with x and x, so plus x. So we get 5 plus x over 2x as answer for part E. Next up is part F, which is 1 minus 2 over p minus 3 over t. I am going to write 1 as 1 over 1. So the LCM for 1 pt is simply pt. So we'll to change 1 into pt, we'll have to multiply it with pt. So pt minus, this one already has p, it has to be multiplied with t only, so minus 2t, and this one has t, so it has to be multiplied with p only, minus 3p. So this is the answer for part F. Part G is 3 over 2x plus 2x over 3 plus 3 plus 2x. So over 1 over 1, LCM of all of these would be 6x. We look for the smallest number that is a multiple of all of these. So this would be 6x, multiply this with 3 and multiply to make it 2x, and then we'll also have to multiply the numerator with 3. That becomes 9 plus this gets multiplied with 2x, so this also gets multiplied with 2x, so the numerator becomes 4x square. Similarly, this gets multiplied with 6x and this gets multiplied with 6x, so we get plus 18x, and again the last one gets multiplied with 6x, and the numerator also has to be multiplied with the same number as the denominator, so that will become 12x square. So the final answer is 16x square plus 18x plus 9 over 6x. Nothing else can be cancelled out, and so this is the final answer. Part H is 1 over y minus 1 minus 1 over y. So the LCM now will be y times y minus 1. Multiply this with y and this with y. So we get y minus, multiply this with y minus 1 and this with y minus 1. So minus 1 times y minus 1. Open the brackets, we'll get y minus y plus 1 over y times y minus 1. So these two gets cancelled, we get 1 over y minus 1. Okay, this is part H. Part I (3 minus t plus 2 over t minus 1). So the LCM is t minus 1, 3 times t minus 1, and remember this is very important, since there is a negative sign in between. It's always safe to put brackets around this, so that we remember this negative will change sign of this and this. So plus t will become minus t and plus 2 will become minus 2. So remember to put brackets around the expression after the negative sign. So now this was over 1, so LCM is t minus 1, 3 times t minus 1 minus t minus 2. It's very important. 3t minus 3 minus t minus 2 over t minus 1. So this becomes 2t minus 5 over t minus 1. Answer for part I. Part J, 1 over x plus 2 minus 2 over 3x minus 1. So the LCM is x plus 2 3x minus 1. So 3x minus 1 minus 2 times x plus 2. So this becomes 3x minus 1 minus 2x minus 4 over x plus 2, 3x minus 1, which gives us x minus 5 over x plus 2, 3x minus 1. Okay. Answer for part J. No, this is not the answer for part J. Which part was I just doing? 1 over x plus 2. Okay, part L. Yes, part. Why did I jump to part L directly? Okay, never mind. This is part L. This is not part J, and this is the answer for part L. Yes, the answer is correct for part L. Okay, so let's go back to part J. Okay, so part J, which is x over 2 minus 2x plus 4 over x plus 1. So the LCM will be 2 times x plus 1. This gets multiplied with x plus 1, and minus 2x plus 4 gets multiplied with 2. So we get x square plus x minus big brackets 4x plus 8 over 2 times x plus 1, open the brackets, x square plus x minus 4x minus 8 over 2 times x plus 1. So this becomes x square minus 3x minus 8 over 2 times x plus 1. Answer for part J. Okay, then part K is 3 over x minus 4 plus 2 over 2x plus 5. Okay, so LCM will be x minus 4 to x plus 5, 3 will get multiplied to 2x plus 5, and plus 2 will get multiplied to x minus 4. Open the bracket, 6x plus 15 plus 2x minus 8 over x minus 4, 2x plus 5. And then the numerator simplified will be 6, 7, 8, 8x, and 15 minus 8 is 7. Yes, over x minus 4, 2x plus 5. Okay, this is part K. I've already done part L before part J by mistake, so part L is already done. And then part M, x plus 3 over x minus 3 minus x minus 1 over x plus 1. So the LCM is x minus 3, x plus 1, x plus 3 gets multiplied to x plus 1, and minus sign, x minus 1 gets multiplied with x minus 3. It's better to put big brackets around here so that we can make, there are less chances of making mistakes. So open the first two brackets, it becomes, I'll directly write the answer. I'm honestly tired. So x square plus 3x plus x will become plus 4x plus 3 minus big brackets, and then again I'm going to directly write the answer. X square minus x minus 3x will become minus 4x plus 3, okay, over x minus 3x plus 1. Okay, then open the brackets, x square plus 4x plus 3 minus x square plus 4x minus 3 over x minus 3 x plus 1. So this becomes 8x over x minus 3 x plus 1. Okay, part N. (5 over x minus 3 plus 3 over x plus 7 plus 1 over 2. This becomes x minus 3, x plus 7 times 2. The LCM is this. Now the 5 will get multiplied with these two. So 5 times x plus 7 times 2 plus 3 will get multiplied with these two. So 3 times 2 times 2 times x minus 3, and 1 will get multiplied with these two. So this will become x minus 3 x plus 7. X minus 3 times x plus 7. Okay, so this becomes 10 x plus 7, then I have 6 x minus 3, and then plus x minus 3 x plus 7 over 2 times x minus 3 x plus 7. Let's open the numerator and we get 10x plus 70 plus 6x minus 18 plus, I'm going to directly open this, x square minus 3x plus 7x will become 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4x. So plus 4x, and then minus 21 over 2 times x minus 3 x plus 7. Okay, then wait a second. Yes, alright. Okay, next let's simplify the numerator. We have just a single term of x square, then we have 10x plus 6x plus 4x, which will make 20x. And next we have 70 minus 18 minus 21. Let me check in my calculator. 70 minus 18 minus 21 is 31. So plus 31 over 2x minus 3x plus 7. So this is the answer for part N. Okay, question number 8. Part A. Rearrange this formula to make the letter in the brackets the subject. So y equals x over 3 plus 5. So y equals 3x plus 15. So this becomes 3y equals x plus 15. So make x the subject. So 3y minus 15 is equals to x. So we've made x the subject. You may also factorize this and give the final answer in this form. This was part A. Part B is j equals mv. J equals mv minus mu, and we have to make m the subject. So first take m common and then send v minus u to the other side. It will get divided to j, and we have secluded m. We've made m the subject. Part C. A equals pi r l plus pi r square, and we have to make l the subject. So to seclude l, first take pi r square to the other side and then divide this. Take that to the other side. So a minus pi r square over pi r is the final answer. Okay. Part D is 2w plus h equals p. I have to make w the subject, so I move p2 to the other side first. It'll get divided with p. Next I'll send h to the other side. So p over 2 minus h. This is an acceptable answer, or you may take LCM and write 2p minus 2h. Both are acceptable answers for part D. Part E is p equals 2q square. So this would be p equals 2q square, we have to make q the subject. So first take 2 to the other side, it'll get divided. To get rid of the square on top of q, we'll take under root on both sides and we'll be left with p over 2, and on the right hand side square and under root would cancel out, and we should give our answer in plus minus form because this is a quadratic equation and quadratic equation has two answers. So remember to write plus minus with the under root. Okay, next is part F, which is a equals 2 pi plus y x square and make x the subject. So x square is already pretty much secluded, take the bracket to the other side, it will get divided, equals to x square. To get rid of the square on top of x, take under root, and because of under root we'll write plus minus with the answer. So this is the answer for part F. Part G is x equals y plus under root a and make a the subject. So x minus y equals under root a. To get rid of the under root, take square on both sides, so that square and square root cancel out, and this is the answer for part G. Part H, okay, so part H is y equals x square plus 2, take 2 to the other side, and then get rid of the under root by get rid of the square by taking under root of the both sides. So plus minus y minus 2 equals x is the answer for part H. Part I has two parts, v equals 1 over 3 ah. In part 1 we have to simply find v when a is 15 and h is 7. So just substitute it in the calculator or do it orally, you will get 35. Do it mentally. Okay, second part is make h the subject. So 3 goes with v, it gets multiplied, a gets divided, and this is the answer for part I2. Part J is x equals p square minus q square. So we have to first find value of x by substituting 7 instead of p and 9 instead of this. So enter this in your calculator and you should hopefully get this answer, minus 32. Let me quickly check. 49 minus 81 is, yes, minus 32. This is part 1. Part 2 is make q the subject of the formula. So since this is q minus q square, I'll shift it to the right and shift x to the left, and then take under root on both sides. So I get q equals plus minus under root p square minus x. Okay, next up is part K. T equals 2 pi under root L over G. Okay, in part 1 we have to find value of t by substituting 2 instead of L and 9.8 instead of G. 2 over 9, in fact 2 pi times under root 2 fraction key on 2 divided by 9.8. This gives me 2.83. yes, rounded off answer. In fact, rounded off answer is 2.84 because I am getting 2.838. So this would be 2.84. Okay, part 2 is make q the subject of make g the subject of the formula. So we have t equals 2 pi L over G. So first take 2 pi to the other side. So t over 2 pi equals under root L over G. Next we need to get rid of the under root sign, take square on both sides. So we get t square over 4 pi square equals L over G. Now to make G the subject, I'll send G to the left hand side and the rest to the right hand side. So the numerator will get multiplied with the denominator and denominator with the numerator. So this would be the answer for part K2. Part L equals cube root of p plus r, and we have to make r the subject. First get rid of the cube root by taking cube on both sides, so v cube equals p plus v, and then v, this is r not v, okay, and then make r the subject, so bring p to this side, and this is the answer for part L. Okay, next up is part M, which is y equals 2 plus under root x minus 8, and we have to make x the subject. So first take 2 to the other side, then get rid of the under root by taking square on both sides, so y minus 2 whole square equals x minus 8. Next bring 8 to the other side, so plus 8 gets 8 gets added, so equals to x. So this is the answer for part M. Part N is y equals x square plus 1. Taking square on both sides, we need to make x the subject. Take square on both sides, we get this. Then take 1 to the other side, we get this. Then take square root to get rid of the under root here. So to take under root to get rid of the square here, and we get x equals plus minus y square minus 1. Remember the plus minus, otherwise you'll lose 1 mark for this question. Next up is part O, which is c equals under root a square plus b square, and we have to make b the subject. So get rid of this under root first by taking square on both sides. C square equals a square plus b square. Bring a to the left hand side, get rid of the under root on b by taking under root on both sides. Write plus minus with the under root equals b. These two cancel out. This is answer for part O. Part P is rp plus 5 equals 3p plus 8r. So make p the subject. So we have p at two ends. We have p here as well, we have p at both sides of the equation. So let's move this p to this side. So rp minus 3p equals 8r minus 5. Take p common, r minus 3 equals 8r minus 5, then divide it to the other side, 8r minus 5 over r minus 3. This is the answer for part P. You can have a slightly different answers by multiplying this whole equation with minus 1 and whole equation with minus 2. So both of these are acceptable answers for part P. Part Q. S equals ut plus half at square, and we have to make a the subject of the formula. So let's move ut to the other side. Next we'll move half to the other side, which will get multiplied. Then we'll move t square to the other side. To t, s minus 2 s minus ut over t square equals a is the answer for part Q. Part R is y equals x minus 4 whole square plus 6. We have to make x the subject. Move 6 first, then take under root and we write plus minus with it. So we're left with x minus 4, then move 4. So 4 plus minus y minus 6 equals x is the answer for part R. Part S is, these are more or less the same, so let me see what should I do now. I'm not going to do each and every part. I'll do part V now, since I need to make k the subject and we have two expressions for k. So first, since k needs to be made the subject, factorize k, 4 minus pi, take it 4 minus pi to the other side, and to get rid of the k square we'll take under root, so this will become equals to this is the answer for part V. Next I'll do part W, which is C equals 4 over A minus B. So make A the subject. Let's write C times A minus B equals 4. Let's move C. Will get divided with 4, then send B to the other side. It will get added to the fraction. Or you may take LCM and write it as C and 4 plus CB. Both are correct. Then I'll do in part X we need to make D the subject, and it's pretty simple. Then so is Y. Let's do Z now. A equals P plus PRT over 100. Make P the subject. So we have two P's over here, double P's over here. First take LCM, we get 100P plus PRT. Send the denominator 100 to the other side. In the right hand side take P common, and we're left with 100 plus RT. Divide this to the other side. So 100 plus RT equals P. This is the answer for part Z. Okay. Next up is part L and part capital A, and I think it's pretty simple as well. Alright, I'll do it. W equals 1 over under root LC. Make C the subject. Take square on both sides. 1 square is 1. Under root LC square is LC. Next take C to the other side and bring W square to this side. This is answer for capital A. Okay, next up is capital B. I don't know what was I thinking when I made such a lengthy worksheet, honestly. Part B. C equals 4 plus W over W plus C. Make W the subject of the formula. So C times W plus C equals 4 plus W. So we get CW plus C square equals 4 plus W. Both the W's should be at the same side so that I can factorize it. So C minus 1 equals 4 minus C square. W is left here, and the bracket will get divided when it goes to the other side. So this is the acceptable answer, and some of you might do something slight differently and get a different answer. As long as this is being multiplied with minus 1 and this is being multiplied with minus 1 and your final answer is of this sort, it's acceptable. Okay, part C, capital C, is y equals under root 8 plus 4 over x. We have to make x the subject, square it to get rid of the under root, move 8 to the other side, equals 4 over x. This is y square minus 8 over 1. So take x to the other side and y square minus 8 to the other side. This is the answer for part C. We've simply cross multiplied to make x the subject. Part D is x equals 3m over 2 minus m. Make m the subject. So first this becomes 2x minus xm equals 3m. Move both the m's to the same side of the equation so that we can factorize and change the double m into a single m expression. So next, to make m the subject, move the bracket to the other side, and this is the answer for part D. Part E is, again we have m, two expressions of m, so this becomes pm equals k plus m. Both m's need to be moved to the same side so that we can factorize, and next move the bracket to the other side, so we get k over p minus 1 for part E. Part F is the same. Honestly, I won't be doing this. Part G is pretty much the same. I'm going to do part H now, capital H. Y equals x plus 2 over x minus 4. Cross multiply, we get yx minus 4y equals x plus 2. Move both the x to the same side and we get 4y plus 2, x is common, y minus 1 equals 4y plus 2. Take the term in the bracket to the denominator and we get 4y plus 2 over y minus 1, but this is not the answer here. So either I've got something wrong or the answer is not correct. Let me check and get back. Oh, it's actually exactly the same answer, just a little factorized. So it is the same. If you want to take 2 common, you can. So this becomes 2y plus 1 over y minus 1, which is the same answer. Alright, I think I should do part G as well. 3m plus xy equals xp over 4. We have to make x the subject. Let's move 4 to the other side. 12m plus 4xy equals xp. Next I'll be moving this xp here and moving the 12m to the other side. So take x common, I get 4y minus p equals minus 12m. So x equals minus 12m over 4y minus p. Or what you can do is take minus common from the denominator and then cancel. This becomes minus 4y plus p. So these two get cancelled and the final answer is 12m over p minus 4y or minus 4y over p. This is the answer. I guess you can leave your answer in this form as well. Question number 9. Part A, which is 9f plus 11 equals 3f plus 23. The question says solve the equation. That means we need to find the value of the variable. So this becomes 6f equals to 12 and f equals to 2. This is part A. Part B is, I'll directly open the brackets, 3x plus 12 equals 8x minus 2. This becomes 5x and this becomes 14. So 14 over 5 should be the answer. 14 over 5 is 2.8. So x equals 2.8. Part C. Part C is x minus 2 over 3 equals 3. This becomes x minus 2 equals 9, which becomes x equals 11. Part D is 2x minus 3 over x plus 1 equals half. Cross multiply. 4x minus 6 equals x plus 1. Then 3x equals 7. Then x equals 7 over 3, which in mixed form is 2 whole 1 by 3. Part E is 3 over 2x plus 1 over x plus 1 equals 0. So let's take one of the fractions to the other side so that we don't have to take LCM. Now cross multiply, we get 2x plus 2 equals minus 2x, 4x equals 2 and x equals 1 by 2. Did I make a mistake or is the answer here wrong? Okay, so there isn't any major mistake, only this should be negative because we brought 2 to this side and then the answer should be negative half. So this answer needs to be corrective. Answer for part E is actually negative half. Okay, I'm going to redo part E because I copied the question wrong earlier. So 3 over 2x equals minus 1 over x plus 1. Now cross multiply, we get 3x plus 3 equals minus 2x. So this becomes 5x equals minus 3. So x equals minus 3 over 5. So the answer here is correct. This is part E. Part F is 3 over x minus 1 minus 2 over x plus 3 equals 1 over x. Now we do have to take LCM first because we have one fraction at the right as well. So this becomes 3x plus 3 minus 2x minus 1 equals 1 over x. So this becomes 3x plus 9 minus 2x plus 4. This gets multiplied with x, and this becomes, I'm going to open this and multiply it with 1. So x square plus 3x minus x is plus 2x minus 3. So this becomes x plus 9, 10, 13, and then this is x square plus 2x minus 3. So x square plus 13x equals x square plus 2x minus 3. X square and x square gets cancelled. Then we have 11x equals minus 3, and this is nowhere near this answer. So again some mistake. Let me get back to you. Okay, so I've spotted a mistake I've made. Minus 2 times minus 1 is plus 2, not plus 4. So 9, 10, 11, this becomes 11. So we get 11x here. And then 11 minus 2 would be 9. And then x would be minus 3 over 9, which is minus 1 by 3. Now we're getting the right answer for part F. Next up is part G, which is, I guess I'll just skip G. I'll do part H directly. X minus 7, x plus 4 equals 0. This is simply equals to x minus 7 equals to 0, or x plus 4 equals 0, which gives us x equals 7 or x equals minus 4. Part H. Next up is part I. For part I, all you need to do is take square on both sides to find the value of h. So this gives us y plus 1 equals plus minus 2. So now this will give us two answers, y plus 1 equals 2 and y plus 1 equals minus 2. So y equals 1 and y equals minus 3. So 1 and minus 3, yes, these are the answers in the marking scheme. Part J. For part J, you simply factorize this quadratic equation. So I'll only be doing part J and not K and L. Okay, so we're looking for two numbers which when multiplied should give us minus 60, the product of these two, minus 20 and 3, and then when added should give me minus 7, the coefficient of x. So what would be the two numbers? I think 12 times minus 12 times 5 will give me minus 60, and minus 12 plus 5 will give me minus 7. So 3x square minus 12x plus 5x minus 20 equals 0. 3x is common, x minus 4 plus 5 is common, x minus 4 equals 0. So I get 3x plus 5 bracket x minus 4 equals 0. This will give me two answers. One will be x equals minus 5 over 3. Equate both the brackets to 0 and we get these answers, 5 over 3, minus 5 over 3 and 4. Yes, and it's better to write it in mixed form, minus 1 whole 2 by 3. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to do part K and L because they're exactly like part J. Next, even in part M, you'll first take LCM and then rearrange. You'll get a quadratic equation, you'll do middle term breaking and you'll get the answer. Let me do part N since it's for 7 marks, so it might have something tricky in it that should be discussed. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let's first take LCM. X plus 1 equals 15 times x plus 1 minus 20x equals 2. This becomes 15x plus 15 minus 20x equals 2 times, I'm directly multiplying this with 2, so 2x square plus 2x. Rearrange, write 0 over here and move everything to the right hand side, 2x, and we'll have plus at 2x minus 15x plus 20x. Let me write it down. Minus 15x plus 20x and then minus 15. So this gives me 2x square and then 2 minus 15 plus 20, so 2 plus 5, 5, 6, 7 plus 7x minus 15. Now we need to factorize this. Okay, to the middle term breaking, for that we are looking for two numbers which when multiplied should give us minus 30, which when added should give us 7 minus 30, because 15 times plus 2 is minus 30. Alright, so how do we get 13? We get 30 from 30 times minus 3, and 30 plus minus 3 gives us 7. So write this as 0 equals 2x square, break the middle term to 10 and minus 3x minus 15. In the first two we have 2x common, we get x plus 5. In the next two we have minus 3 common, we get x plus 5. So we're getting x plus 5 and 2x minus 3 equals 0. So we get x equals minus 5 and x equals 3 by 2. So this is the answer. Okay, part O is 2x plus 3 over x minus 4 plus x plus 40, and I will be factorizing x square minus 16 directly. This is x square minus 4 square. A square minus b square equals a plus b, a minus b. So this becomes x minus 4, x plus 4. Alright, next we'll take LCM. LCM will be x minus 4, x plus 4. This will get multiplied to x plus 4 in the denominator, and then we'll also have to do the same in the numerator. So the numerator becomes x plus 4 times 2x minus 3 plus x plus 40. Let's and this is equals to 2 as well. So the numerator becomes 2x square minus 3x plus 8x minus 12 plus x plus 40, and this becomes 2x square x minus 4, and x plus 4 can be written as x square minus 16 again. I'm again taking it back to the expanded form, and then this becomes 2x square minus 3 plus 8 plus 1 will be plus 6x, and then minus 12 plus 40 will be plus 28 equals 2x square minus 32. Okay, I figured out I copied the question wrong. Somewhere in the start this was plus 3, which means this was plus 3, which makes this plus 12. So we have 12 plus 40 here. So we have 52 here. So rest I think is correct. 2x square and 2x gets cancelled. We have 6x here equals minus 32 minus 52. Minus 32 minus 52 becomes minus 84, which gets divided, wait, this was 40 plus 12, yes, and then divide with 6 and we get, and also this would become plus 3x. So this would become 8, 9, 10, 11, 12x. This is plus 3x and this is also 12x. So apologies for the mistake. So this is 12x equals minus 24. So x equals minus 7. Also, I've copied the answer wrong from the marking scheme. The answer is only this, not 4. Okay, next up is simultaneous equations in question 10. Okay, so let's start with the basic one. Part A is I'll be doing one question of each type, not the whole all of the questions Okay, so notice that when we add these two equations, y will get eliminated. So this becomes 5x plus 0 equals 10. So x equals 2. So we got our answer for x. To get y back, to get the value of y, put value of x in any of these equations. So I am using the first one. This will become 4 minus 7 equals y. So y equals minus 3. So this is the answer for part A. I'm doing this by the method called elimination. So I got x equals 2 and y equals minus 3. What you can do is, if you want to check your answer, you can always put the values of y you got back in these equations, and if the left hand side equals to right hand side, that means you got the right answer. Okay, let's do part B quickly. Part B is, just a second, yes, part B is x plus 5y equals 22, and then x plus 3y equals 12. Now if I simply subtract these two equations, if I change the signs, in fact, let's forget about that. Let's multiply this whole equation with -1. So this will give me negative x, negative 3y, and negative 12. Now let's add these equations. So I'll get 0 plus 2y equals 10. So y equals 5. Now to get the value of x, I'll put it in any of the above equations. X plus 5 times 5 equals 22. So x equals 22 minus 25, which is minus 3. So these are the two answers for part B. Next, let's do part C. Part C, where 3x plus 4y equals 14 and 5x plus 2y equals 21. Now again, if I'll add or subtract these numbers, I can't eliminate either x or y. So what I'll do is multiply this with minus 2, the whole equation with minus 2. So that would keep the first equation unchanged, and the second equation will now become minus 10x minus 4y equals minus 42. So now add these, we get minus 7x plus 0 equals minus 42 plus 14. Minus 42 plus 14 is minus 28. And when we divide, we get x equals 4. Now put it back to any of the equations above. I'm substituting it in the very first equation. So I get 4y equals 2. So y equals 1 by 2. These are the two answers for part C. Part D is pretty much the same. You'll have to multiply the second equation with minus 2 to eliminate x. Let's do part E, which is 2x plus y. I'm rearranging it, equals to 14, and then 2x minus y equals to 54. Yes, alright. Now add these, we get 4x equals 68, then x equals 1s are, and okay, I've spotted a mistake. So this is not 54, this is 17 times 2. So 17 times 2 is 34, not 54. So this is 34, which makes this 48. So which makes x equals 12. So x equals 12, and then to get y, I'll put it back in the first equation. 2 times 12 plus y equals 14. So y equals 14 minus 24, which gives us minus 10. So this is the answer for part E. Part F, let's do part F now, which is 2x plus y equals 5, and then 2y equals x minus 10. So first I need to ensure that x is written underneath x, y is written underneath y, and constant is written underneath the constant. So 2x plus y equals 5, and then let's rearrange the other equation. Minus x plus 2y equals minus 10. So I've just moved the position for x. So now I will have to multiply the second equation with 2 so that my x gets eliminated. So the first equation stays unchanged, 2x plus y equals 5. The next equation becomes 2x plus 4y equals minus 20. So this was minus, so this becomes 5y equals minus 15, which gives us y equals minus 3. Now put it back in any equation. I will be using this equation. So 2x minus 3 equals 5, which means x equals 8 by 2, which is 4. So x equals 4 is the answer for part F. Let's do part G now. We have 0.4x minus 5y equals 27, then 2x plus 0.2y equals 9. So let's what do we do? How do I change 0.4 to 2? Let me see. I'll divide 2 with 0.4 and I'll see what number do I need. 2 over 0.4 is 5. So if I multiply the first equation with minus 5, I will get minus 2x plus 25y equals to minus 27 times 5 is 135. So first equation gets changed to this, second equation remains the same. Now when I'll add these, I will be able to eliminate x. Plus 25 plus 0.2 is 25.2y equals minus 135 plus 9, minus 126. So this gives us y equals minus 125 over 25 plus 0.2, which gives us minus 5. So y equals minus 5 in part G. Now you can find x on your own by substituting it back in any of these given equations. Alright, let's do part H now. Alright, so part H is 2x plus half y equals 13, and then 3x plus 2y equals 17. Now again I need to change the first equation. I need to multiply the first equation with a number so that I get minus 2y here. So how about multiplying it with minus 4? So this becomes minus 8x minus 2y equals to 13 times 4 is 52, minus 52. And then the second equation remains the same, 3x plus 2y equals 17. Rest please do it on your own. Eliminate y and then get x and then put it back in any one of the equation and get y as well. Okay, this was part H. Part I is more or less the same, and part J, let's do part J. Part J is, okay, let's do part J, which is 5x plus 8y equals 4, and then half x plus 3y equals 7. So what I can do is I want to change half to 5. So if I multiply, in fact minus 5, let's multiply the lower equation with minus 10. So then it will become minus 5x minus 30y equals 70, and the upper equation will remain the same. 5x plus 8y equals 4. Now you'll eliminate x on your own by adding the two equations, get the value of y, and then put the value of y in any one of these equations to get x as well. Okay. K, let's do k now. K is y equals x over 2, and then 2x minus y equals 1. The easier way to do this is by substitution, not by elimination. So what we can do in this equation, instead of y, we can write x over 2 equals 1. Take LCM, we get 2, 4x minus x equals 1, so we get 3x equals 2, so we get x equals 2 by 3. Now put it back in the first equation, y equals 3 over 2, so y equals 2 over 3 over 2. So this becomes 2 over 3 divided by 2, which becomes 2 over 3 into 1 over 2, which gives us 1 by 3 after cancellation. This was part K. Then part L is pretty much pretty convenient. I'll quickly show it to you. 2x plus 3y equals minus 12, and 5x plus 2y equals 14. I want to change the numbers such that coefficient of x has the same coefficient value but opposite sign in both of the equations. So I will multiply this equation with 5 and this equation with minus 2. So the first equation becomes 10x plus 15y equals minus 60, and the lower equation becomes minus 10x minus 4y equals minus 28. Now you'll add and eliminate and everything, rest you know. So this was part of part L. Part M is same as part L. Now let's do part N and O, which are relatively new to the syllabus, which is new entry to the syllabus 2020 to 2022. Okay, so we have y equals x square minus 5x plus 7, and then we have y equals 2x plus 1. We have to solve these simultaneous equations, which means we need values of x and values of y. So in the first part, instead of y, I'll write 2x plus 1 equals x square minus 5x plus 7. Rearrange, put 0 at one side, I'll get x square minus 5x minus 2x is minus 7, and plus 7 minus 1 is plus 6. 7, yes. Now I'll have to solve the quadratic equation looking for two numbers, which gives me this combination. That will be 6 minus 1 and minus 6, yes, minus 1. Okay, so 0 equals x square minus 6x minus x plus 6. X is common in the first two, then minus 1 is common in the next two. I get x minus 1 and x minus 6 equals 0, which is giving me x equals 1 and x equals 6. So I'm getting two answers for x. One is x equals 6, the other one is x equals 1. Now when x is equals to 6, y will become 2 times 6, 12 plus 1 is 13, and when x is 1, y will become 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. So these are the two sets of answer I am getting for part N, 1, 3 and 6, 13. Again, since we have one quadratic equation involved, so we'll get two sets of answer. Similarly, apply the same procedure on part O. I'll show it to you. I've wasted hours, or I've spent hours on this worksheet, might as well just spend a few more minutes concluding it. Okay, so y minus x equals 1. So y equals x plus 1. So x plus 1, substitute x plus 1 instead of y. Put 0 at one end, we get x square minus 4x plus 3. Looking for two numbers, which gives us this combination. So minus 3 times minus 1 and minus 3 minus 1. Okay, factorizing, we get x square minus middle term breaking. I get this, x is common in the first two, minus 1 is common in the next two. I'm getting x1 and x3 directly. Alright, so I'm getting two answers, once when x is 1, once when x is 3. Put the value here. When x is 1, y is 2, and when x is 3, y is 4. So I'm getting two sets of answer. So these are the two answers. Alright, thank God we're done with this worksheet. It only took me 3 hours to make. Alright, take care. See you next time.